It's a bit chilly, so I'm gonna have a grilled cheese, you know. So here we go. I'm gonna have a grilled pleaser. Yeah. Getting a bit nippier. Oh yeah. I love y'all. Y'all so pretty, huh? Okay. You're hungry? There's your puppy chow. All right. Oh. Yeah. That was an exciting kickoff to Hanukkah. A little bit too exciting, I think. Saturday and Sunday. It's pretty craziness in the news. News-wise. We call it news-wise. Like no wise. Get no wise. People on their holiday break yet? I think like for school. I mean, maybe colleges and universities, but I think they do their final exams by this time. But most of them. But I think for public school, what? It's still like, yeah. I don't know if people are into the direct break yet. Okay. Into the direct winter break. Yeah. I think I do remember for some reason. I remember this like college algebra. I do remember the final exam date being 12/14 for some reason. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get it going on. Okay, first of all, was that first? I guess that was first with that. Yeah, that was good. Working on that. I was like, well, and first off, I have something to say. And very illuminating. So the Providence, Rhode Island people are still looking in the FBI for the person of interest. Okay, the person of interest, the unidentified alien or whatever. Their excuse on the news, on ABC Dishonesty Fake News Media was, well, he walked in through an older part of the building that did not have as many cameras. And he was dressed like a ninja in a face mask. And all that stuff. All right. Whatever. Excuses are like assholes. Everybody's got one. That's it. What they used to say that in the old days. Maybe some people still say it. I don't know. Opinions and excuses are like assholes. Everyone's got one. Oh, great. Okay. Oh, and the tuition, Brown University, $50,000 per semester. Damn, that's an elite school. Holy shit. You gotta have some bread, dog, to go there. You'd be a bread dog. As opposed to a diamond dog. Complications from an operation. Well, that sounds like a bad situation. Complications from the... Luke and Laura. Yes, it is that time in my life. It is that time that I'm, as a former 1980s kid, that all the shit that was big in the 1980s, even when I was like in a baby, like Luke and Laura, all these people were dying off. Yeah. Up to that point where it's like, oh man, All these people that were big deals in the 1980s, and they had big shows, and they're big stars. They're all dying now. Yeah, I mean the older ones. Anyways, so yeah, it is a time of reflection, I think. Time to reflect on the hardest thing of being immortal, which is time. Yeah, but all right. Is that like a hair or something? What's going on here? All right. Yeah. Rest in peace, Rob Reiner and his wife. Yeah. Oh, it really wasn't. What was the first Rob Reinering I ever had? Well, if you're a kid growing up in the 1980s, you're gonna see All in the Family on a regular basis. Yeah. But that show was big in the 1970s, so if you're a 1980s kid, you would see a whole bunch of reruns from the 1950s, the 1960s, and the 1970s television. And then, of course, it was great because you got new shit, too, in the 1980s. So it was like, wow, 4 decades of television and film. Pretty cool, all at the same time. Yeah, it was like 3 decades of old shit, and then 1 decade of new shit, and then new shit just kept on coming, and it was great. Our new shit was produced, as Chili Gonzalez would say, I produce new shit like a booty hole. And yeah, I mean, or what they would call content now, I guess they were called. Yeah, I guess they just call it data now, or something like that. It's just data. It's just well, we just call it like atomic energies or something like that. Yeah, it doesn't really have any meaning beyond its scientific nomenclature. Nothing has any meaning anymore, right? It's just all data in a system, in a AI computer system or something. It's just a bunch of data in a cold storage room. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really have any meaning anymore. But I think it used to feel like things did have meaning. So I'm gonna put Pepper. Yeah, back in the glory days, I guess. I guess life now is just a bunch of data centers, AI data center in the Matrix. But I'll tell you about a story about a time I remember when life used to mean things. Yeah, and it wasn't just data and ones and zeros and stuff like that. When it wasn't just matrix code, right? It actually meant something. But yeah, so that was All in the Family was probably my first Rob Reinering as Mike, whatever, and All in the Family. Those were the days. I remember that old song. Like, those were the days, and the Edith and Archie Bunker plays the opening theme song. Oh, ooh. get that, get the mesquite turkey, and then I'm gonna put like a slice of American cheese, a slice of American cheese on it. And, yeah, I put wanna waste not, want not, or whatnot. Waste not, whatnot, or whatnot. Ha ha. No, I used to have this friend that would always say whatnot all the time. And like it was like this and whatnot, and then he'd go, well, I was like here and whatnot. It was like the guy who says, well, apparently, the apparently kid, but he would say whatnot instead of apparently all the time. And so what I had to decide is saying and whatnot. I guess that's like a hillbilly form of saying etc., I suppose. But I was like, should I judge him for his grammar? Or should I say, oh, well, that's valid. Maybe he uses it too excessively, though, perhaps. Okay, and then we'll get this booyah. Get the sandwich on, huh? Get the sandwich on. It's just a really cold winter night, and I felt like something different than chicken and dumplings, even though those are still damn good. My secret plan is that if nobody eats the rest of the chicken and dumplings, I'm going to freeze them. Yeah, before they get too old, so that when the temperatures drop, we'll bust out, we'll warm up the chicken and dumplings. It'll just be like, so I'm going to put them in, I'm going to put the chicken and dumplings in suspended animation. And, oh, that is so sweet. Okay. So based on the next thing I saw when I was a kid growing up in I was born in 1980. So by 1986, I saw the Rob Reiner directed film Stand By Me, and wow, that was great. Based on Stephen King's The Body, yeah, a novella that he wrote, a short story, if you will, and yeah, it was great. It had Will Wheaton, Jerry O'Connell, the late great River Phoenix, and of course the always great Corey Feldman. Oh yeah, one of the Coreys, the infamous Coreys. Yeah. Well, was it really like that back in the day? People playing out in the woods and riding their bicycles like Stranger Things? Yeah, it was exactly like that. Exactly. That's probably why a lot of kids identify with that movie, Stand By Me, because it's like kind of reflects real life. It's got the funny stuff, it's got the fun stuff, it's got the childhood friendships, it's got the exploration of the boys, and then it's got the dark stuff, which like the dark side. So that's the best thing about that movie. It has a little levity and has a lot of heart, and also has a lot of depth. And so that's why that movie is so popular and remains a cult classic. So yeah, Stephen King was everywhere in the 1980s and the late 1970s. I mean, you didn't really have a 1980s childhood without Stephen King. I mean, he was in everything. It was late 1970s. It was the Cujo and Carrie, and then it was The Shining, and on and on. Yeah, you had Creep Show. Later on, you'd have The Lawnmower Man, which was adapted from one of his stories as well. So he just kept going and going. What? No, you can't have nothing. This is my sandwich. So rest in peace, Rob Reiner. The Princess Bride. I had a friend. Yeah, it's kind of weird in the tributes. They're either saying like, Stand By Me, but they're kind of really like the director of Princess Bride. Yeah, I was never really a big fan of that. And I guess maybe I just didn't see it when I was a kid. But man, some of the guys that grew up in the 1980s, they would make me watch The Princess Bride when I got older, and I was like, well, what's the deal? And I was like, oh well, I guess it's iconic to them because they loved it. I guess they saw it extensively when they were a kid, and I just didn't see that movie for some reason. Not because I wasn't a Fred Savage fan or anything. I was with the Wonder Years and. Oh, I was a fan of Fred Savage and Carrie Elways. Well, eventually, not when I was a kid, but yeah. Maybe I just didn't catch it when I was when I was a kid for some reason, because you know what, I was having so much fun being Stan by me and exploring the woods because I lived out in the Texas country. So yeah, that was more fun than watching TV. Like just living as a country bumpkin in the East Texas woods. Yeah, so it was more fun exploring the wilderness. And but eventually I did catch up to A Princess Bride. And I don't know, I didn't find it to be some kind of work of genius or anything. I just thought, oh well, yeah. I could see. I was like, well, I could see how people, if they were little kids, they could how they got attached to this. I could see. It was like a grandpa telling a fairy tale to Fred Savage, and had Robin Wright, and Carrie Elways playing the dashing hero, and had Andre the Giant and all the other Mandy Patinkin, and so I could see how people were into it. I just was never. It was hard if you were a kid in the 1980s, even if you were rich, even if your dad was like a neurosurgeon and made six figures plus. It was still hard to catch everything, there was so much. So, yeah. So I'm still even surprised today how many little gems I actually catch from the 1980s. Yeah. Sometimes there's some stuff I want to see that I still haven't even seen yet, and from that time. So, yeah, there's a lot. But anyways, rest in peace, the Reiners, and I hope they catch the unidentified one-armed man from the Brown University, the Phantom Ninja over there that killed two people, and you find that man, the one-armed man from The Fugitive, the man in black. That's not Johnny Cash, or from Stephen King's The Dark Tower. But, oh man. Yeah. Hopefully they'll find that unidentified person of interest. So mysterious fellow, wearing the ski mask, or the mask, and the beanie, and the big jacket, all that shit. God bless. Best of success. I'm going to go ahead and enjoy that thing on a cold winter's night. Peace.